Hello world. I hope this video finds everybody doing good under the sound of my voice. I hope it finds you blessed and highly favored. And if you woke up to see today, I hope you thank God for it today. And we gonna live it day by day. Hello world. Today I chose the topic I want to touch on. Man, mama, why your child so bad? And I chose this topic because, you know, I like music, and I was just listening to a little song just yesterday, and I thought on that because it said, "Mama, why your child so bad?" And then the rapper Torrance Hanks go into depth and said, "Look where we at." And I thought on that because it's a question that people probably want to ask ourselves as far as young men: why your child so bad? Look where we at. And I thought on that, because I was just on a mission this morning. I just said something to come up with, and I just said, "Mama, why your child so bad?" And I thought on that, like I said, because I was thinking, like, a lot of broken families and kids trying to figure out things on their own. And if I use myself for example, I had constructive people in my life. I had some sound uncles, and I had a real good grandfather, and I had real good grandparents on both sides, grandfathers on both sides that helped me, become the man that I am. But it's something about, coming from that broken family. And you come from that broken family, look where we at. We out here in the community where people like, everybody doing some of the craziest things. They're doing some wrong things. They got some people doing right things. We got more people doing wrong than right. And, you become a product of your environment. But, that's why I asked the question, "Mama, why your child so bad?" And if I had to be Torrance Hatch, I had to come back with, "Look where we at." And it's just the things that we probably see as kids, And I thought on it because some of the things that we see as kids, it could be bad, but it looks so good to us because how people get it and how they doing it. But when you venture off into doing it for yourself, you see that it's camouflage, and it's not what you expected it to be, because the outcomes on some of it it can lead you to life or death. But I chose the topic, "Mama, why your child so bad?" Because if I thought on it, a lot of parents have to raise kids, single parents, mothers, and I think, like, us men. If I had to speak for us men, I think, like, we trying to find our way because we can have all the guidance around us, but it's not like having that person there to just be to give you everything you need at the time that you need it. And you venture off and do certain things that you know that's probably not right, but you just seeking for answers. You just trying to find yourself. And that's probably why the terminology, why the child could be so bad, because he's adapting to his own environment. And when he adapts to his own environment, he could pick up some things that's not too sound. But he only gonna go on what he see. But I thank God, even when I was doing certain things, even in my community where I grew up at, the people ran me off the corners. They didn't want me to see me do the things that they did, but I still gravitated to that because I seen them doing it from afar. And that can deter us from reaching some goals, because we can adapt to some things that we know that's not too good for us. And that's why I chose the topic, "Mama, why your child so bad?" Because look where we at. But I do know that sometimes in the communities where we grow up at, when we fall and we do certain things, and after we see that the things that we probably gravitate to is not healthy for us, we can venture off and do miraculous things, because just to have those ties, those street ties, even though that bad person might be bad, but just his environment can make him be a real productive person once he's starting to taking flight and doing things the right way. Because our environments, from us not having much, not doing certain things, it could detour. It could create I would say, like a monster later on in life, because we know what it's like not to have. So when we get on the right path and see where what God got for us, we could tend to have a lot of things, because we grew up in that kind of environment. But that's why I chose the topic, "Mama, why your child so bad?" Simply, it could be, look where you at. And I do know that the hood is what, and I'm speaking on that because, low income housing, some areas where my mom always tried to keep me in the right environments, but I always ventured. I had grandmother staying in odd places, and I always got my feet wet as far as just doing certain things in the hood. But the moral of this story is, we could grow up bad, but when we start come to realization and we know that that's not the life that's for us, people that could tend to come from bad environments could be the most productive people, because I think like we've seen a lot. We're not the average John Doe's, and we know exactly what to do now to keep us afloat, because we don't witness days where we didn't have very much. Christmases came around, we didn't get that many gifts, or just always being able to make it happen out of a little bit of resources. And now that we able to function and do things for ourselves, we can do things better than we ever did, because mama, why your child so bad? Look where we at. But the moral of this story is sometimes we can come up rough, we can come up hard, but we can tend to find our way, and we can do better than most people that was brought up that had good lives as far as the upcoming. But I just want to touch on this because if you wonder why that child's so bad, it might be just simply where he's at. But and I think like the people that made it from this environment, the goal is to reach one, teach one. Now that we got up and we know we could do this thing differently, even though we came up from this environment, because some of the most successful people I know came up from environments where people didn't have much. Now it's our responsibility to catch that person that's out there floating around and ain't really got his stuff together. Because mama, why your child so bad? Look where we at. So we got to go back and grab him out the mud and help bring him up, help build him up, and then let him know that that's not what all God has for you. He has bigger things for you, because sometimes you come from the bottom and we can always reach the top. And that's the moral of the story, because we can't forget where we came from. We don't have to wonder why the child's so bad, because we know that he adapted to his own environment. And that was me, and that's why I can touch on this. So mama, why your child so bad? And like I said, Torrance Hatch went in depth and say, look where we at. Because we in an environment where we don't have a lot. We can adapt to what we see. And that's why I stress the people that made it out of this kind of communities. And I think like now we got to go grab and snatch him up out the mud and pick him up and uplift him and get into his head and let him know that it's bigger things out there. Just food for a thought, and I thought I'd drop this on somebody. So mama, why your child so bad? Simply, it might be from where you at, But God got bigger things for us, even in the upcoming that we come up in, because we don't see the very bottom. We don't see the Lord's term. So now He want to uplift us, because everything comes from the mud, But once we can identify that God has better things for us, we can tend to do better. Just food for a thought, and I thought I'd drop this on somebody. Mama, why your child so bad? Look where we at. Just food for a thought. And I thought I'd drop this on somebody. I thought somebody needed. I want to encourage somebody to do something different than what you did yesterday. I want you to call and check on somebody you hadn't checked on in a while. They might need to hear your voice. And I always say that the world is not centered just around you. You got to deny yourself for someone else. That's the only way this thing gonna work. I want to encourage everybody listening in to take God everywhere you go, and everybody to see God in you. And I want to encourage everybody listening in to be blessed. Till the next time.